Hey guys, welcome back. Week 6 of our Live the Movie series. Hope you've enjoyed the other videos so far. Today's topic is goals and goal setting. Now, I'm sure you've probably heard your whole life that you need to have goals. And of course, that is one tip that I'm going to give you here today. But I'm going to give you 5 quick tips related to goals and goal setting, and then we'll wrap up. So, my first tip is that you do need to have goals, and a few things related to them. They need to be written down, because once you actually put them to paper, you're taking something that's an idea in your head and actually making it somewhat formal. Second thing is your goals have to be measurable. They have to have a specific number to it, or something that can actually hold you accountable to know if you've hit it or not. And the third thing is there has to be an actual endpoint. There has to be a time period in which you're going to attempt to achieve this goal. The second thing is goals are not about, the purpose of a goal is not to achieve the goal, it's who you become in the process. So let's say, for an example, you run in a business and your business did $700,000 in sales this past year, and your goal this current year is to do $1 million in sales, and you bust your butt and you get to $974,000. Is that a failure? No, that's a huge growth. And you impacted more people and all the different things that happened along with that extra $274,000 in sales. So it's not about hitting the goal, it's what actually happens in the process of who you become as a leader by having the goal and attempting to go for it. Of course, it's great if you achieve your goal, but even coming up a little short, it's all degrees of success. You know, failure is not trying or not actually giving effort, it's not missing your goals. That's not what failure is. Tip number 3 when it comes to goal setting or goals is that setting goals make you ask yourself different questions. So think about this. I always hear people say that they have a roadblock in their head about, achieving a certain goal, whether, be running a marathon or getting their office to sell a certain amount or, whatever, studying for a test and getting an A or whatever. But it's interesting, questions are the answer. So I'll usually ask somebody, so yeah, obviously you can't do that, but let's just say if you had to, for some reason, like it was just a must, you just had to, what would you do? Well, what plan would you actually make? I know you can't actually achieve it, but what plan would you actually make to attempt to make that happen? So I let the person off the hook saying, yeah, obviously you can't hit that goal. That's way too difficult. But just if you were to hypothetically say, how can we make that happen? What would you do? Then the person makes the plan, and I'm sort of setting them up. I say, well, you just laid out the plan of how you would do it. Why can't you do that? And then the excuses and the fears and all that stuff come out, and then you can work at those rather than them just saying they can't achieve a particular goal. So it makes you ask yourself different questions when you set goals, and questions are, of course, the answer. Part 4 of goals and goal setting is you got to get yourself some accountability. I was just reading in a book just a few minutes ago about this concept that I had been thinking about recently, which is your whole life until you go to college, everything's sort of set up for you. There's an accountability for everything. Your parents, make you get up, go to school. You got to be at school, otherwise you get in trouble. You sign up for sports. The team is, the accountability for you. Pretty much everything you do as a child is set up for you in some accountability. Then you go to college or you get right into the workforce and you do whatever you do, but there's not necessarily that daily accountability, and you wonder why so many people, fall into the status quo instead of really going for their goals and mission and dreams, is because there's just that lack of accountability. It's not that anyone is a bad person because they can't do things on their own. There's a lot of different things that go on in daily life, and you gotta have that accountability to actually follow through on the things you want. Plus, it makes you more excited to follow through, and it sounds kind of contradictory, but as human beings, we'll do more for other people than we're able to do for ourselves. You think about, you're someone who has struggling, working out, you're not very consistent with it, as soon as you get that accountability partner of someone you trust as being that person, you're not only by not showing up, not able to work out and get the endorphins going and all that stuff, but you're letting down that dear friend of yours, and you're more likely to show up. Or if you pay for, a personal trainer, or I know a bunch of people are doing CrossFit, that program, and you're so much more likely to show up when you got skin in the game, whether it's money, people that are holding you accountable. So that's the fourth tip. And the fifth tip in the power of goals and goal setting is that you have to think less about whether you think in the current moment with your current conditions you can achieve it, and more about how is this goal, me having this and going for it, going to impact other people. Even if you're doing something individually like running a marathon, which I did in 2013, the Boston Marathon, people kept asking me about it. It's a topic of conversation, me doing something I've never done before, and it creates excitement for other people to believe that they can do things that they never did before because they saw that as an example. And of course, if you're in a setting where you're on a team or you run an office or something like that, just the power of if we get towards either hit or come close to that level in sales of our products or whatever it is, then you're actually impacting more people. And if that's the whole goal anyway, then that's what you should be paying attention to when you think about setting the goal, rather than are we going to hit it, what's going to happen if we fall short, and so on and so forth. So I hope these tips have really served you. We got 2 more weeks of our video series. I hope it's a great day wherever you are. Be grateful for everything you have. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you next Thursday. Have a good day.